African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not going to get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans, the most are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos.
I am so sick of scrolling online and watching Black Americans sit there and advise their people not to support the immigration movement that's going on across the entire United States.
And I clap for the African American community that has not come out. Because it is not, I do. We didn't do shit for them.
I get it, but I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not going to talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans.
It's true.
Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, of this, all of that. African Americans are the only ones that are going to save your asses, Latinos. So you better start kissing. If you're going to kiss some ass in this country, you better kiss some black ass.
I don't think that the Latino community deserves the support of the Black community. And the reason why is because the Black community didn't vote for this guy. The Latino community did.
Black Americans and Latinos, I've been saying for months that we need to come together and unite for something greater to come. And I wasn't speaking on the ICE protest. I was speaking on what is now currently happening. A perfect example is the apartment complex that was raided on October 1st in Chicago.
Greetings, my lovely people, and welcome back to my channel. So for years, many Latino communities in the United States, they distance themselves from Black Americans, saying things like, I'm not Black, we are different. But now, as ICE raid intensifies and immigration policies grow harsher, there is a call for unity among Black and Latino people, a cry for solidarity in the face of oppression. And as we all know, 48% of Latinos, they voted for Trump in the last elections because they believe that proximity to whiteness would protect them, that if they distance themselves from Black Americans, they will be accepted, But the reality hits different. So let's get to see the reactions. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing so you never miss any update from my videos. Let's dive into it.
Am I the only one that didn't know that apparently Latinos were like begging Black people for support and help now that Donald Trump is trying to deport? I did not know this. I just learned in the comment section, man, in one of my videos, man. They said, they was just asking us for help. Now they're blaming us for having DL men in their community. Like, what's going on over here? I was asking for help, man. So y'all know how to go down that rabbit hole. And apparently there's a whole bunch of Latinos, man, talking about Black people. We need to unite. We need to come together. Trump is trying to get us out of here. It's us. Who the fuck is us? We legal. We ain't going nowhere. The worst thing we're gonna hear is somebody say go back to Africa, and we haven't heard that since the 90s. Listen, I can make fun of the situation, right? Because I don't got papers, right? The broski's an undocumented immigrant, but I've been dodging ICE since 1998 when we used to call it La Migra. And I'm out here in New York City, so I'm protected. Like the other day, they were closing in on me, right? They was about to arrest me, man. And 5 batshit crazy liberals, man, stopped walking their dogs and drinking their Starbucks, man. And they jumped at the ICE agents and said, "The broski, run!" And man, I took off running, bro. I've been running ever since, bro. They did not catch me, man. So I could talk confidently out here in New York City because I know these liberals ain't gonna allow these ICE agents to arrest me. I'm like, that's our fucking immigrant. He ain't going nowhere. But he shot 2 cops. We don't give a fuck, man. Those were his cops to shoot.
I now feel for the Black community because I know what it feels like to be racially profiled. I didn't know it before, and I thought it was a little bit of a reach, but now I totally get it. That's what a man came out on here and said. And this is why we should believe victims. This is why we should believe people's stories. This is why we should have empathy. And this is why we should be able to put ourselves in other people's shoes. Because you thought it was a reach. That's what he said. He thought it was a reach when the Black community said that they were being racially profiled and they were getting stopped for no reason. And like, it probably wasn't that serious. But now that Latinos are getting racially profiled, now he gets it. This is why empathy is so important, because you never know when the tables turn. And no, it shouldn't be transactional. It really shouldn't. You should believe people because you should think. You should be able to think outside yourself and be like, if that was me, I would hate that. I don't have to be Black to realize that that freaking sucks. That what they go through, what they've experienced, sounds painful, that I can't even imagine the years of frustration and honestly, just freaking frustration and anger that they must feel. But guess what? Now Latinos get it. Now. And that is why we are in the situation that we are, because people don't feel for others until it happens to them.
I have a lot of people in the comments talking about, why are you just talking about African Americans? Why are you just asking for our support? Why are you not asking white people? Why are you not asking Asian people? If it's not clear by now, they have never been part of the fight. And that's not to come for you guys, but the majority is not the minority, right? Black and brown are the minority in this country. We have had a lot more issues than any other race in this country. So, you know, by default, you would kind of think like we would stand together, you know, having a history of so much oppression. And, you know, I'm not trying to discredit anybody else, but we have both been through a lot. This is not even a topic of conversation. Once y'all get over the fact that it's not a race thing, because there's only one race, and that is the human race. And if you guys want to continue to put us in separate teams, then we are never going to fix the problem.
You guys put yourselves in a separate race from us. Hispanics, Latinos have always made it clear that they are not the blacks. Me no black, me no black, me no black. What about Native Americans? The so-called Native Americans? Y'all actually look a lot alike, to be quite honest. How come you ain't calling on them? Aren't they a minority? Asians are not a minority. Like the math just is not mathing with this one. You know what it is? What it all boils down to? What people never want to admit is that Black American people have always fought, and we have always prevailed. No matter if y'all want to say we on the bottom or what, we got ourselves out of shackles. It was not just because some white man one day woke up and said, oh, I think I want to let my slaves free. I think I want to let go of my free labor. Clearly that was not the case, because look at what followed with Jim Crow. The most lynchings happened in America after so-called slavery was abolished. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, we've always fought. And we've always prevailed. You might not want to call us victors or winners, but we've always prevailed. I'll use that word. That's the operative word. And y'all all recognize that. I'm glad that y'all keep calling on us, because y'all know who we are. Deep down inside, y'all know that we put boots to the motherfucking ground. Where them fans at? Whoa, 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 I got my boots on the ground. Y'all know we get shit done. Y'all know we make noise. But what I don't like is that y'all are being so disingenuous and making it seem like we've always had this solidarity and this unity amongst us, when you all in your own communities have anti-blackness that you have yet to address in your own communities. The Afro-Latin community is underrepresented. They face discrimination, racism, colorism. And y'all take those same ideas and ideologies, and when y'all migrate here, y'all bring that with y'all. And y'all try to treat us like the same way y'all treat the black folk in y'all's countries, respectively. But instead of calling on us, why don't you call out the people that's actually doing these things to you? White people have helped us too to fight during the civil rights movement. More so than Latinos and Hispanics. Like, let's just keep it real. Why not call on them? Why not call on white people to be allies with you? This is very, very interesting.
Every 5 seconds, I'm seeing a video of a minority group saying, where are the black people? We're at home. We're relaxing. We're chilling. We're hanging back. You're talking about come together. Why? We tried to do that. We've been trying to do that forever. All right? You can't sit up here and be mad at us for wanting to not roll with y'all right now. It's just what it is. It's like, let's say we was on a farm and black people plowed the field, planted the seed, watched it grow. In the midst of its development, there's food to be eaten off of it. Y'all come in and have no food. Y'all see ours. We share. But you see the white people field over there, and you thought that it tasted better whenever you got a little crumb of it. And so you thought, when the white people said, let's burn down their field, you thought that you was going to eat off their field. And now that you voted for that ass, voted to destroy our field, and you're watching it burn, you go over there with your bowls. Hey, can I get some food? And they go, fuck off. And now you're looking at us and you're running to the water and you're trying to get buckets and trying to pour it out onto the field because you realized that you was eating from that field. That was your main source. You fucked yourselves and tried to fuck us in the process. I mean, you literally thought that you was going to throw us to the side and get accepted by this, when we had already accepted and gave you a plate. And now, the field is burning, and you want us to run outside and get a bucket with you and pour it the fuck out and put the fire out? No. How about this? Y'all put the fucking fire out. And y'all replant that bitch. And y'all show us y'all ready to do some work. Stop complaining. Stop looking at us. We did the work. We was here. You benefited off of our labor. You benefited after our protests, our demonstrations. Everything was geared to helping not just us, but your ass too. And I'm also talking to the white women, because you part of that minority group too. So, look, you can miss us with the, where is the black people at? We right here, just watching. We standing back and watching and seeing what the you do. Because then that will determine what we decide to do later.
You see, it's easy to forget history until history comes knocking on your door. For decades, Black Americans carried the weight of fighting for civil rights, facing police dogs, mass incarceration, segregation, and systematic racism, not just for themselves, but for every marginalized group in America. When the Civil Rights Act was passed, and when immigration policies softened in the 1960s, people like Latinos, Asians, and other minority groups benefited directly from what black people bled for. But somehow along the way, many people forgot about that.
Latinos in the United States have not earned the support of black people for us to be demanding, oh yeah, why aren't they coming out to protest with us? Why aren't they engaging in activism with us? Because we haven't earned it at all, in the slightest. Or did you guys forget that 46% of all eligible Latino voters voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election? Or how about the fact that racism, anti-blackness, colorism, all of these things are still very much pervasive in our communities? Bro, Latinos haven't even reconciled with the fact that they can't use the N-word unless they're also black themselves, because Afro-Latinos exist. Oh, and if we're talking about Miami, oof, you'll see the whitest MAGA Latinos be like, bro, but I grew up in the hood. I grew up around black people. In Overtown or in Liberty City, I could say it, bro. No one's going to stop me from saying it. It's my right. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. We haven't even gotten over that. And we want black people to go to protest with us, to engage in activism with us, putting their lives, their freedom, their bodies on the line? No. I completely understand any black person that wants to just disengage, disregard us. I get it, guys. I really, really do. And we, as Latinos, as a collective, should not be harboring resentment against black people, criticizing them, getting angry at them, questioning them. No. No. Because we've earned this. They are completely justified in feeling the way they feel and doing what they're doing. Now, I would like to give a message to the black folks watching this video. You are completely justified in your feelings and in doing what you're doing, and I respect it. But please remember that black folks are also being affected by this persecution of undocumented migrants. And I feel like that's not talked about enough either. Here, Miami, Florida is the best example. Haitians, Jamaicans, Bahamians, Afro-Cubans, Afro-Hondurans, Garifunas, black people from all over Latin America and all over the world, Africans, just so many black people that are also undocumented that are really being affected by the persecution of this administration. And of course, much like any other entity in space, black folks in immigration detention centers, in the immigration system, are treated worse than their white, Latino, Asian counterparts. So it's really important to acknowledge that and just let you guys know. But yeah, Latinos, we need to tighten up. If you guys want the support of the black community, then earn it. Demonstrate that we can solve these issues of racism in our own communities, and please stop saying the N-word. If you're not black, don't say the N-word. It's really simple, actually.
You're one of the folks that is planning to or already made a video telling black Americans why aren't they supporting at the protest right now. Stop it. Do better. Black Americans don't owe anybody nothing. Folks are pushing this narrative because they showed up during the BLM movement and now black Americans need to step up for us. That's not how it works. We didn't show up to support for the sake of them getting us back in the future. We support causes like that because it's the right thing to do. Because humanity comes first. ¿Me entiendes? I even saw some folks leave comments like, Africans ran to Mexico to escape slavery in the US. What are you saying? The folks in Mexico that embraced the protected, those that were seeking safety, did it because it was the right thing to do. For you to act like people owe us something is crazy. Let me add a few more things. There are hella black Americans supporting the protests right now, the right side of history, and they're doing it because it's the right thing to do, because humanity comes first. And also, just like the Latino community, they are not a monolith. Just like we have our colonizer pets, supported trompas, that are celebrating deportations, there are folks like that in every community as well, but they do not represent the entire community. But honestly, instead of pushing your energy asking people, why are they not here? Why are they not supporting us? Put that energy towards your conservative tío, tu primo cara de pato that voted for this, and handle energy in pushing politicians. Call them, email them, call them out on social media to advocate to do the right thing for humanity, to be on the right side of history.
We, the Latino community, and I'm speaking about all of us, are the reason we are in this shithole that we are in. Because over 48% of Latinos voted for Donald Trump. It wasn't black people who put Donald Trump in the White House. It was Latinos who put him in the White House. So now that we're getting screwed over by this guy, I'm sorry, but we have to first take some personal accountability and look at our uncles and aunts and brothers and sisters and friends who are Latino and voted for this guy. And before we expect other communities to come and save us, we need to start educating our own community, because we are now seeing the consequences of our own actions. And yes, I would love to have the support, of other communities and be all united in this front. But I also understand, the frustration black people have because, like I said, they saw what was coming. They didn't vote for this. Look at the numbers. I'm not making it up. It was Latinos who put this guy in the White House. It wasn't black people. It was us. And so before we expect other communities to come and save us and do all the work, we need to first recognize that we fucked up. Not me, because I didn't vote for him, but many of us did. That's the sad reality. But anyway, hurts? Yeah, but it's the truth.
The story of black and Latino relations in America is not new. It is a reflection of how oppression works. It divides. It convinces one group that their proximity to whiteness would make them spared, but history proves again and again, no one is safe in a system built on inequality. For generations, black people in America have stood on the front lines of justice, from Harriet to Malcolm X, from Rosa Parks to Martin Luther King Jr. Black people didn't just fight for themselves, They fought for a principle that no human being should live under oppression. Those marches, those arrests, they didn't just open doors for black people, They opened the floodgates of freedom for everyone. So Latinos have realized that what black people have known for centuries, the system was never designed to protect them. And that's why today, the call for unity is louder than ever. But the truth is, both black and Latino communities, they share something in common. Both have histories are rooted in colonization, forced labor, and racial hierarchy. Both have faced exploitation by the same system that profits of division and fear, and both have the numbers to change it, But unity isn't just words. It requires acknowledging that anti-blackness exists in Latino communities, It means confronting the mindset that somehow aligning to whiteness equals safety, but never does. But if Black and Latino communities can come together, not just for a moment, but for a movement, they could reshape the entire landscape of America's future. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.